Khajuraho, the cultural capital of Chandela dynasty of central India, has the largest group of medieval Hindu and Jain temples. It is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is considered one of the 7 wonders of India. The Khajuraho temples were built in 200 years from 950 to 1150 AD. There were originally about 85 temples, of which only 25 now stand and are scattered over an area of 8 square miles. Khajuraho, the temple city, is famous for its exquisitely carved temples in stone. The immortal saga of Hindu art and culture is engraved in these stone temples. The temples are a unique blend of architecture and sculpture art. The temples are mostly made of sandstone, and these stones were put together by mortise and tenon joints and are held in place only by gravity. No mortar has been used. The temples are grouped into 3 divisions: Eastern, Western and Southern division. Among people who are not much inclined towards art and history, these temples are famous as Kamasutra temples, Temples of Love, famous for the erotic sculptures on the outer walls of these temples, carvings of couples in various erotic Kamasutra poses, wide-hipped, moon-breasted women, fleshy apsaras. To put facts straight, there are some 10 to 15% carvings which contain sexual themes. The rest depict everyday life of common people, gods and demigods. There is no erotic art inside the temple. There is a definite mythological, spiritual, practical and religious theory for the presence of erotic carvings on the outer walls. One theory is that Indra, the lord of rain and thunderbolt, who is also a great admirer of Kamdev, the god of love and pleasure, will not damage anything that pertains to Kamdev, love and pleasure. Hence the figures on the outer walls were meant to save the temples from lightning. Some say these figures serve as a test for the devotee's self-control. In order to achieve the goal of union with God, man has to forego all worldly pleasures and desires. These carvings might depict tantric sex and the philosophy of from sex to salvation, bhog se yog tak. Whatever may be the reason for sculpting these erotic art figures, but these figures are masterful work of art and in no sense vulgar. I visited Khajuraho on 3rd April 2010 and planned to cover the site completely between 6:30 AM to 3 PM on the same day. So it was an early start of the day for me. I had hired an auto rickshaw or tuk-tuk for ₹300 and started the exploration from the southern group of temples, which consist of Chhatrabhuj Temple, Dholadev Temple and a recently discovered Shiva Temple. The eastern group consists of Jain temples and other Hindu temples, famous Hindu temples being Zavari Temple and Varman Temple. Shantinath Temple consists of the remains of ruined Jain temples. Its prized possession is a 14 feet high image of Lord Adinath. Parshvanath Temple is a grand structure and has 3 bands of sculptures on the outer walls. Adinath Temple has an impressive shikhar with a graceful kalash and auspicious pitcher on the top. The shikhar represents Mount Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva. The western group starts with Lakshmana Temple dedicated to Lord Vishnu. It has 4 subordinate shrines at four corners of the platform terrace. It enshrines a statue of Vishnu with three heads, central head of a man, while the other two represent Narsimha and Varaha incarnations of Lord Vishnu. Opposite to it is a Varaha temple dedicated to boar incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Vishwanath temple is a grand temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. Opposite to it is a shrine of Nandi facing the temple. The temple has most proportionate sculpture with admirable poise and grace. The Kandariya Mahadev temple is the most magnificent and biggest temple of the Khajuraho school of architecture. It is the culmination of temple art of central India. The shrine is 31 meters in length, 20.3 meters in width and 30.9 meters in height. The temple has three bands of sculptures, one over the other. It has a grand shikhar representing Mount Kailash with 84 gradient and ascending series of smaller replicas of itself. So by 3 PM I had almost covered Khajuraho and it was time to catch my bus back to Satna railhead, from where I was to move towards Mumbai. Signing off from Khajuraho, ASHISH Negi. Join me in my travels across India in Discover India with ASHISH Negi. Till then, it's bye. Godspeed.